Ready? Hey, we're live. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday. The boy's up at 5:30. He made this monster character thing yesterday, and he wanted to share it with everybody on the show. So imagination, right? We talked about that before. Hope you're all doing well. It's Sunday. It is 5:52. Just made it because I'm like looking at stuff and watching TikTok over here with the boy and having a good old time. And yeah, this is the cuddly Buddha, and that's the imp for the comment. I like that. When he was rolling over my head at the end of the show. That's kind of what happens at the end. I get attacked, right? Well, we're here to talk about Agile and Scrum, and not necessarily the imp over here who wrestles with me. But he was the product owner yesterday, and it was on his list of things he wanted to get accomplished. So we got that one checked off the box, right? Okay, so
I said it again.
You said it again? You want it on your list again today? Oh, geez. Fun for Dad. Anyway, it's fun. It's good stuff, right? And it's Sunday. I don't have to go to work. If it was Monday and I had to go to work and he did that, it would be a whole nother story, right, Ed?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to talk about two things today. We're going to talk about team norms, and we're going to apply it to projects you have outside of the office. So, like in the case of my wife, a Girl Scouts troop, when we were talking about that. Yes, I was coaching my wife in her Girl Scout and some things in Girl Scouts. But I said, why don't you apply team norms? So we're going to talk about that. And then the other thing, being prepared for meetings. And as an Agile coach, what do I do to being prepared for when I do a coaching session or a meeting or something such as that? And prepared for like the show. Do you do a quick look, see what's going on, read some comments, So we'll talk about those two things, and because it's really interesting how the team norms can apply to other things. And you'd be amazed how often we pull good ideas. So with that, it's episode 111, 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Please like and subscribe. And give us comments, give us feedback, give us ideas of what you would like to talk about. So first thing I want to talk about is team norms. So I do have a blog post from a while back, and again, I get on my list. Oh yeah, here's the list from yesterday. There's cross-offs. I get some things done. But as the blue is the new additional backlog work that popped on the list, additional scope change, right? Isn't that what we call it? And it's amazing how they got this big list and how much stuff that's in your mind when you start this process, then how much you really can get done. So I could go through a whole show on this list. Maybe we'll do a Monday. This will be good. Come Monday, we'll see how much stuff I actually got done off the list so that you can see what it's like in a real Scrum environment where when you first start out, you're gung-ho. I got this giant wish list of stuff to get done, and then what really gets done in the sprint. So back to the norm thing. So I had done this. I had a robotics club and a chess club, and I had set it up where the team established some team norms. The first group, and we followed those team norms. And it was nice how to work together, how to be helpful, and things they had. And the second time we did it, the group kind of went nuts, and I said, you know what? You don't need a team. And I can't, as the product owner, I canceled the entire club. And they all looked at me like, what? And I did it for a reason, because they get out of control and they don't understand. But my wife has an interesting perspective on the group. She has the kids, right? So there's kids and there's the parents. And I suggested to her, and she said they did a team norm with the girls, kind of like the I don't know, the something about the club. Whatever they do something with Girl Scouts.
I don't know.
And I suggested, well, why don't you do it also and include the parents? So in this year, I'm suggesting her, because they are members of the team, they are stakeholders in the team, get them into the norms for her club, because there's a lot of things like she wants to grow the kids to be able to go overnight trips on their own, get away from mom and dad, and be unique and grow as women, right? And be strong and not having to depend on other people all the time. And go, Mom, I need this. No, you do it. Don't ask for mom. You do it, right? So I suggested that she should do team norms, and I think all clubs should do that. I think there should be a team norms, and all the parents should not only just hand it to them, right? There's a lot of organizations that just, here's a team's norm. No. We're going to meet together as parents if you want your kids to participate, and we're going to agree to how the parents should operate, and we're going to talk it out. It only takes 15 minutes to do a team norm, to be honest with you. It doesn't take a whole half hour, unless there's some people that are really crazy, but it only really takes like 15 minutes. So she could take a session of her Girl Scouts and reestablish the norms with the new people. Now, you got to remember also on team norms, as you get new people on your team and stuff like that, you have to reestablish those team norms. It's not a dictation of team norms. It's a collaborative work environment, self-organizing set of team norms. So if you change a lot of people in there, you're really supposed to readjust your team norms. And that's something I like to stress with teams. As you get different people come on and off, every so often you got to come back and readdress the same team norms. And like I said, I recommend it for clubs. My robotics club, they built 2.5 robots and went into competition. One didn't prepare everything. They were learning how it was. They built the robots in 10 hours. It's like one day, right? Spread out over time, so like 10 different hour sessions, because all I had was an hour session with the kids. But they did the robots in 10 hours from scratch, and I think the team norms helped out a lot in the chess competition. And I think there was a couple of people that really wanted to do it. So that also helps. I'm not saying it doesn't help. It helps when people really want to do this stuff. But the team norms helped establish how we want to operate. And me as an instructor said, you guys agreed to these team norms, and this is what you wanted to do. It ain't me as the instructor telling you, but these are the team norms. Now, I did have a couple team norms in there that were part of the activity, like can't run around the halls, you can't leave the classroom, kind of things like that. You got to stay here because I can't be chasing you all around the building all the time. And when they would, after about 3 warnings, we actually wrote where we had 3 warnings. You get 3 warnings on the team norms, and after that, me as the coach of the team will enforce the team norms. If the group doesn't do it, I will. And you'd be amazed. There was a lot of kids in there that wanted to enforce the team norms on some people because they were so distracted to the club that they needed to get kicked out. They asked me to do it, and I did it. But that's how it works, right? But I really advise anybody has stuff at home and a group in a social setting where you have a lot of people, establish these team norms. It's really important. God, maybe we should do that other thing. So it's really helpful. Anyway, I was just thinking about in my head, another group that really could use some team norms. So that's the team norm part. I hope that's helpful. And like I said, I do recommend that. Again, this is episode 111, 5amMesterScrum, where we talk about stuff that helps you manage your day so you get home to family and friends, manage your organizational meetings outside the office, right? And it gives you that free time so you can have fun and go to those other organizational things and participate in other activities, but at the same time so you can make money, right? Your business can grow. You can grow as a person and have some fun. So another one, and we'll talk about being a coach and what's important. And sometimes I see it. And being a Scrum Master, it kind of lays in the same thing. Being prepared is one of the things on the working agreement I have with my people I coach. And being prepared means I'm prepared, not just them, but me as an Agile coach. I have done a little bit of research. It doesn't take long to do that. Like I build my dashboards to see how the team's doing. So I will, before a meeting with my Scrum Masters, I will check out the dashboards that I have built for them and for me and see how their team is doing. So I'll have a general point knowledge on how it's going. Because when you manage, when you coach like 5 teams and you got 50 individuals and you're helping with the enterprise, you're not in there every day, right? You're listening, but you're not in every day. And I do write little notes on my pad as I go through or on computer, just for me to think, hey, I was at this daily scrum, I saw this. This was really great. And when the really great stuff, I'll send an email to them right away. I said, that was a great daily scrum, or good point on that, and good defense on that. And I'll give them some immediate feedback from the positive standpoint. The more negative stuff, I'll wait till we have a session and we talk about it so we can work our way into those discussions. I don't give pointed negative feedback, but that's another how to coach, right? but being prepared. So I build dashboards. I look at the velocity, I look at the community flow, I look at how much stuff's in the backlog, how's blocking, ask them questions, how you doing? What's it looking like to you, and things like that. Just in general, just see what's going on. So, and the same thing can happen with a daily scrum, like a scrum master. Scrum master should be prepared for daily scrum. They shouldn't be asking all those questions, what's going on. They should be reading before daily scrum the dashboards, looking at the velocity of the sprint, what's been lagging, what's been stuck. Look for stuff like tasks that's been taking more than 2 days to be done, and then wait to see if anything comes up in daily scrum. And if you don't hear anything in daily scrum, the person doesn't bring it up. Ask them a question. It's okay. It's not like you're asking. So, hey, I saw that you were working on task, whatever. It still says you're still working on it. Are you still working on it? Oh, yeah, no, I got it done. Or, oh, yeah, no, I'm blocked. I need help, right? And there's nothing wrong with bringing up that stuff. But if you're prepared, this is why I work in an agreement, you are prepared to bring up those questions during daily scrum. It's a real quick question. They go through their thing, right? And then you ask, oh, hey, I saw that you had this thing going for 2 days or 3 days now, or 4 days. What's going on with that? And that may trigger something, and that's fine. And that just took 2 seconds, 3 or 4 or 5 seconds out of the discussion. But that's what you want to bring out in daily scrum as a scrum master. You want to ask those questions. But after the other people talk, don't go, hey, I saw this before. No, let them talk, and then you can ask them a question, right? But not like, hey, you haven't done a job. Try not to be that way. But ask you, say, hey, I saw this thing sit for 2 days. What's the story on that? Simple as that, right? Because in your team norms, you should have how long tasks should be worked for. Like tasks should be under 2 days. Put that in your team norms. So now when you as a scrum master have a question about the 2 days, you're within your team norms to ask that question, which they have established. That's not you being scrum master. Ask them anyway. So, but I'm combining the two, if you noticed, from the team norm section we just talked about to being prepared. But anyway, if you're prepared, you can ask those questions. So that's what I just want to add today is like being prepared for a coaching session, maybe reading a book, maybe a topic, bring something to the table, new stuff you saw, new techniques. Hey, I saw a video the other day. It's this. Hey, you want to check that out and get into that mentoring and teaching aspect of it also, because there's always that stuff too. But then also being prepared for them to ask you questions. So how's it going? Being prepared for the most crazy thing that you heard. You're like, oh, that's not good. How do we fix that, right? But not being emotional about it too. So you have to be prepared for that. So you want to kind of look at that so you're not like, man, your burn down rate sucks, right? Oh, that's not good. So, but by seeing it beforehand, you already know, and there's no need for you to get emotionally attached during the coaching session, right? But if you're not prepared and they catch you off guard with something that you should have already known, you will be unprepared and emotionally engaged. And the idea from behind the coaching is you don't want to get all emotional unless they like, hey, they just had a baby. Great for you. Hey, that's awesome. That's real emotion first. Oh my God, the whole world's coming to an end. We have all these blockers, and I didn't know we had these blockers. Oh, what are we gonna do about it? So, by being prepared, the blockers are there, and you might even say, "Hey, I was looking at what's your plan, right?" And you ask them, "What is their plan to do this, to fix this?" And not tell them you got to fix it, but what's the plan? What's the team's plan? What is the team working on? Are they seeing this, right? And ask them real questions. Do they see this as an issue? Do we need to elevate it? Do we need to talk to the RTE if you're unsafe? Do we need to talk to a system engineer or something like that? So with that, I'm going to end it. Eddie, do you want to say anything at the end of the show?
Bye.
Bye. Bye. He said bye.
Wait.
So it's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. You need that?
No.
What do you need?
No.
We're going to be hanging up the show.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. He's found the bell. You got the bell? Yeah. Ring the bell on there so you can get new posts. And I am starting to cut the segments to smaller areas. Okay, Ed, thanks. Can't hear it. My ear hurts. Are you awake now? at 6:07. See you guys. Happy scrumming. Enjoy your weekend. Don't forget, fun stuff. Have some fun. We had a great time the other day doing the ninja stuff at the park, right? It was a great time. He was so exhausted. He was so irritable. It was not a good.
We saw it on the iPad, and then we looked at it, and then we said we're going there, and then my sister had a birthday party, and we went there where we wanted to go.
Yeah, and he played until he was exhausted, and it was not fun at the end. But it was fun, as long as it was fun. And with that, have a great Sunday. Enjoy your weekend. Take care. Take care, everybody. Bye.